Goats Theatre Company.
The Goats Theatre Company.
My name is Caroline Sampe. I am the artistic director of the Goats Theatre Company. The Goats Theatre Company produces a series of podcasts called Play the Goat, featuring short audio plays and poems. Our second episode is short play This is a True Story, Believe It or Not, by Doc Watson. Doc Watson worked in the professional theatre for 30 years before retiring in 2001. Since then, he has concentrated on writing plays and has had some success not just in Britain, but also in America, Australia, and New Zealand. Doc is here on the line with me today. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Caroline.
You are based in the UK.
I am based in the UK. I'm based in Bath, lovely Bath.
Wonderful. I am based in London as usual. So, a little bit of a recap on your lovely play. When a man comes to renew his passport, he did not expect that his life would be turned upside down, literally.
Someone should be with you in a moment.
What's wrong?
Who said anything was wrong?
I only came to renew my passport.
Do tell us about the play.
Right. It's based on a true story, which was put into the papers in March of last year. It's the story of a Romanian gentleman who left Romania, left his wife behind to go and seek work in Turkey, where he was being better paid. After a time, his work permit ran out, so he decided to go back home to Romania and renew his passport, and therefore he could apply for a new work permit. When he arrived, unfortunately, he found that his wife, whom he'd abandoned 10 years before, had decided to claim him dead.
My wife? My cheating wife?
He'd gone before the courts, and she'd got a legal certificate to say he was dead. And when he applied for his passport, he was told that he was dead, and that also the time when he could appeal against this application was over. So, in fact, he is still, apparently, officially dead.
Oh,
That's
my
the
God.
story, and that's where it started from. It felt very Kafka to me, and I felt, right, well, let's kind of play around with this idea. We won't do it as a man who's in Romania or anything like that. We'll just set it in a place in which this guy is applying for his passport.
Why do you need a passport?
To go abroad?
You don't like this country?
I'd get more work abroad. Better pay.
So, Doc, why did you decide to write about this subject?
Well, I'm always looking around for different ideas, and this one just appealed to me. I suppose it was this because always been a big fan of Kafka. It was this Kafka element of it, of the sort of impossibility, and the situation of the guy at the end not having any opportunity to appeal against it because the appeal time was over, and he was basically a dead person, although he was alive. And as far as I'm aware, the story is still going on. He hasn't been able to renew that. And it was that impossible situation that you get through when you get caught up with bureaucracy. I mean, the bureaucrats are going to win. Whatever you try and do against it, they're going to win. So it just appealed to me. And I was looking for a subject for a 10-minute play. And I thought, well, can I write as a 10-minute play? Yes, I could. And it was quite different to other plays that I've written as well, which was also another appeal.
I have a right to have a passport. Every citizen does.
You don't.
Well, we really like the play, and we're really thankful that you let the Goats Theatre Company record it.
It's always sort of nice to kind of have the play put around. I mean, it has recently just been done in New Zealand, so it's good that it's getting a sort of airing around the place and around the world.
What did you say?
So now you know. We only issue passports to persons who are alive.
I'm not dead.
You are. I have a copy of your death certificate here to prove it.
Doc, I wanted to ask you, how and why did you become a writer?
I became a writer because I've always wanted to sort of play around with words, and I always enjoyed it, even at school, sort of approaching things in a slightly different way. And I think one of the appeals of my reading, it was to sort of read things which were slightly different, slightly off key. And when I worked in the professional theatre, first of all, I was an assistant director, and I was asked to research an evening of celebrating the theatre that I was at, and therefore it became a history thing. So I did a lot of research, and I really loved researching. I mean, going to the British Library and spending hours kind of looking through old documents, it really appealed to me. And I then took that into more of my professional theatre work, and I was finding I was doing more and more writing and researching, because I was actually cheaper to employ than bring somebody in from outside. I'll be honest about it. That's what it was all about. But when I finally retired, having sort of got away from the professional theatre, I mean, I now sort of do a couple of days' work at the Roman Baths in Bath here. I got time on my hands, and I thought, well, let's have a go at doing some more serious writing.
But I wasn't dead, and I'm not dead now. It's all a lie.
A lie? You have the audacity to claim that an official document is a lie.
And then 11 years ago, Pint-Sized Plays was started up in Pembrokeshire. It was the idea of having an evening of 10-minute plays in pubs. And it appealed to me, so I wrote a little piece and sent it off to them, and they liked it and they performed it. And so I've been doing 10-minute plays, and then those 10-minute plays became a little bit longer, and therefore they had to be sort of 20-minute plays, and then they became half an hour, 40-minute plays. And I have written a couple of full-length plays, which I'm still trying to get performed somewhere, but that's where it came. It was an indulgence of both my love of words, love of theatre, and also, when possible, to sort of put some history into it as well, and indulge my other delight. So that was it. That's where it all came from.
Proudest moment. Proudest moment. Proudest moment.
Proudest moment.
Doc, I usually ask my actors what is their proudest moment as an actor. So I am going to ask you the same question. What is your proudest moment as a writer?
It's very difficult to say, because every time one of my plays gets performed, I really feel proud and humbled that somebody has actually thought that play was worth doing. I mean, in the old days, I used to direct my own plays. So nowadays, I'm at the, one might say, mercy of other directors and people who run competitions and things like that. And I can't say there's one time when that's been the case. I mean, I'm always looking forward to the next chance, and that's where sort of the impetus to keep writing and just enjoying the work of writing.
I told you he was hysterical.
Now calm down, just behave yourself.
But you can't tell a dead man to calm down.
Stop this or I'll have to manhandle you.
Manhandle me all you like. You can't manhandle a dead person.
Dead person? What's he talking about?
Look at me, I'm alive.
I always write in pencil. I never write on the computer. I have some pads that I get now from a Japanese shop in London, and I love the sort of the feel and writing. That's really my great joy.
Well, we're having great joy reading your plays and watching your plays. Of course, the Goats Theatre Company produced another of your plays as part of our Play the Goats on the theatre several years ago.
That's right.
And so we're always very happy to produce one of your plays.
Thank you very much.
What can I do?
Nothing.
Doug, thank you very much for talking to us today. It's been a great pleasure, and we look forward to reading and seeing more of your work in the future.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Guard!
I'm breathing.
Don't touch me!
Trouble?
He's getting hysterical.
You, look at me. Do you see me?
Now look here, none of that.
I'm jumping up and
Has he
down.
gone mad or something?
Dead men don't do that.
I told you he was hysterical.
Now calm down, just behave yourself.
But you can't tell a dead man to calm down.
Stop this or I'll have to manhandle you.
Manhandle me all you like. You can't manhandle a dead person.
Dead person? What's he talking about?
Look at me, I'm alive.
The Goats Theatre Company.
The Goats Theatre Company.